Hi there, it's Laserbri here, and what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to do another video on playing with light, because just for a more updated version of it. I'm looking at here a picture of a rabbit, and as you can see again the light is fairly consistent from top to bottom and stuff. It is blurred, but because it was shot with a very low aperture on purpose. But what we want to do is make this picture look a bit more interesting by playing with the light in the picture. So what I need to do first of all is I need to make a copy of the image. I'm just grabbing it, dragging it down to a new layer, because that's the easiest way to do it. I'm going to add a curves there, and we're going to make that black, quite dark actually, like so. This layer that we just created I want to bring to the top, and I'm just trying to remember how I'm doing this now. Let me just turn that one off for a moment, and I need to add a blend actually to this image here. Okay, so let's go and do that. That's actually, I think I'll do it on this image here. I'll add a blending option. Sorry, I'm a little bit rusty still. Okay, and we're going to make that light. Where are we? Lighten, like so. So there we go, dark, and we got our lighten. Okay. And I need to add a mask, so I'm going to hold, I think it's Alt and mask. There you go. So that's now masked out. Now all we need to do is paint with the lights. So we make sure our black here is selected. Going to make sure our brush is on, and we want to paint in white because the mask is black. And up the top here we're at a 15% flow, occupancy 30. Okay, and I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit here because we need to be a little bit delicate to start with around the rabbit. So I'm going to make the brush small, and I'm just going to paint now to make the rabbit light. Okay, you don't have to be too precise with it. Okay. In fact, I might make the brush a bit larger because we'll be here all day. But you can see what I'm doing now. Okay, here we go. Making the rabbit lighter. Okay. General painting. I'm using my mouse for this. I have actually got a bamboo tablet which I could use, but I'm just going to use my mouse at the moment just to lighten him up. Now if I turn that off and on, there you go, and zoom out just so you can see, there you go, and off and on. See how he's lit up now, so he's becoming more of the focal point. We can make him a little bit brighter, taking some of that, there you go. And just to make it a little bit better, we're going to maybe make the brush larger. I'm just going to paint in some of the foreground here. There you go. Just to make that a bit better. So now if we turn that off and on, there you go. Not bad. As you can see, it's nice darky looking image. If we turn that off and on, you can see exactly what we just did. Made him the focus, and because we've done some foreground here, it sort of drives your eye to the subject. Okay, and I can actually just go over that bit just to make sure. There. Okay. Not bad, not bad. And you can play around with your settings a little bit. Okay, I think I might make that bush just a little bit brighter there. Okay, so that's about as much as I can go with that at the moment, because I wanted all this dark. As you can see, it looks a lot better than it did. So if I turn all this off, there you go, and turning it all back on, voila. So that's how you can play with lights, and it's quite good fun. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you soon.